All right, Shalom. This is Brother Gabar, the Lions Den Camp, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. And first and foremost, before I hop into this lesson, I would like to give all praises to the Most High in the true Paleo-Hebrew names and in the Paleo-Hebrew tongue. So with that, I would like to say Ka Halayim, Le Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Ha Rakah Kodash Shema Maf. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Double honors to my elder as well, Aharawan Bon Yasharallah. And shalom to you, brothers and sisters, pushing and keeping this truth and faith and the sincerity into the end, man. All right. So this lesson is just stemming from, just reading this morning out of the book of First Maccabees, and just came across something in chapter 3. That's I just wanted to do a quick lesson on, man. This in Maccabees during this time period, Israel facing all type of persecution and affliction, and judgment, you know what I'm saying? But it's by the will of the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Hawashah. All right, but in the midst of that, he raised up mighty men, Matthias, and then so on. After he perished, he raised up his son, Judas Maccabees, and the rest of his sons, and so on and so forth. Right, to stand as mighty men, saviors and judges for Israel, But in the midst of that, I just wanted to get this part right here, man. It says, all right, this is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 3 and verse 38. It says, "Then Lysias chose Ptolemy, the son of Dorymenes, Nicanor, and Gorgias, mighty men of the king's friends." All right, so these was all heathens, man, that was being raised up to fight against Israel, man, being led by Judas Maccabees. All right, so it says and the point is just the might, in the quantity of soldiers and warriors that they had being sent against Israel. So it says, "And with them he sent 40,000 footmen," all right, so 40,000 foot soldiers, "and 7,000 horsemen, cavalrymen, to go into the land of Judah and to destroy it as the king commanded. So they went forth with all their power and came and pitched by Imanos in the plain country." All right, so they had a huge company of warriors, man. All right, 40,000 footmen and 7,000 horsemen, man. All together, that's 47,000 troops. That's a large company, like a large host, standing before you, man. But just the point is how Judas Maccabees handled the situation, man, and instilled faith and courage within his men as well, those that was following him. So it says, so they went forth with all their power, right? So that to them in the carnal mind, that's power, man. 47,000 troops, right? That's power in the carnal mind. But the Lord Yahweh Shemi Hawashah can raise up one man to destroy that 47,000. So what's real power? Real power is the spirit. Right, so just jumping down to continue the point, jumping down to verse 58, and it says, this is once Judas and his company, they figure out what's going on, they get surrounded by this host and company of people, right? So the situation seems hopeless, right? They surrounded, they vastly outnumbered, right? But just look at his resolve, man, and his faith within the Lord Yahweh Shemi Hawashah, that caused him to keep fighting and keeping that spirit of fighting a good fight of faith, right? So it says, "And Judas said, arm yourselves and be valiant men, strong, courageous, brave, faithful, man. And Judas said, arm yourselves and be valiant men, and see that ye be in readiness against the morning, that ye may fight with these nations that are assembled together against us to destroy us in our sanctuary," right? So vastly outnumbered, surrounded, right? And knowing that company, that enemy is literally there to destroy you, right? To destroy you, to kill you, right? But listen to what he said, man. He said, arm yourselves, man. And how do we arm ourselves spiritually, man? With the whole armor of the Lord, man. The shield of faith, the sword of the spirit, the helmet of salvation, the breastplate of righteousness, so on and so forth. Right? It says, arm yourselves and be valiant men, be strong, be courageous, be brave in your fight and willingness to serve the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and see that ye be in readiness against the morning, man. Be ready, constantly stay in that ready state, man, to fight. Never get laxed. You know what I'm saying? Never let up, on that readiness to fight and stand for the Lord. You know what I'm saying? The law, statutes, and commandments, and what's right in the eyes of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. But it says, be in readiness against the morning, that you may fight with these nations that are assembled together against us to destroy us in our sanctuary. So in these same times, we're doing that spiritually as well, man. Fighting against these other nations, you know what I'm saying? Against their religions, their doctrines, philosophies, beliefs, they spiritually fighting against their status, in this world that ultimately the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua gave them, so on and so forth, man. And we also spiritually fight, against different spiritual wickedness in high places, man. Different principalities and powers, right? So we still fighting in these times, it's just spiritually. All right, so it says that ye may fight with these nations that are assembled together against us to destroy us in our sanctuary, man. All right, and that's exactly what Esau tries to do, man. He tries to spiritually and mentally, and they also tried it physically, man. What's it called? Genocide. I forgot the other word, man, but they have tried to destroy Israel from off the earth, man. But, according to scripture and prophecy, the Lord, the Lord hasn't given them the green light to do that, man. They not able to do that according to prophecy. All right. Because the Lord tells you that all Israel shall be saved in the end, man. So no matter what efforts Esau take, to destroy our people, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's physically, spiritually, mentally, right? The Lord ain't going to allow it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because when it's all said and done, 2/3 are going to perish on this side, right? The hopeful elect are going to seek salvation, but in the end, all Israel shall be saved in the kingdom, man. 2/3 going to be brought back in the kingdom. So none of Esau's efforts and, these other nations and, these things that's out here to rip salvation from you and to destroy you, none of these things shall prosper, man, against those that stay faithful and they fight for the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. It says, it says, 59, verse 59, for it is better for us to die in battle than to behold the calamities of our people in our sanctuary, man. All right, so he was more than willing to die, for the Lord, man, and die, standing for the Lord, standing for what's right, for what's true, It says, then to behold the calamities of our people in our sanctuary, right? So he was willing to die, right, if he had to. He completely accepted that, right? But it's much more to live for the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. You feel me? It's much more to live for the Lord, because that's harder, because when you're living, you gotta fight, you gotta resist, you gotta strive, you gotta endure, you gotta persevere, you gotta, so on and so forth. Right, and that's honorable, and dying for the Lord is honorable too. But it's harder to live for the Lord, man. That's why I believe he made this a spiritual fight rather than a carnal fight, man. Because it would have been easy to pick up, weapons and firearms and rise up against Esau, right, that way, But this is a different type of fight, man. And be willing to live and die for the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, through faith. And it says, for it is better for us to die in battle than to behold the calamities of our people in our sanctuary. Nevertheless, as the will of Yahweh is in heaven, so let him do, man. All right, and that's the main point I wanted to get in verse 60. It says, nevertheless, as the will of Yahweh is in heaven, so let him do, right? Because everything is already written in the heavens, man. The Lord already got it set and written in the heavens. We just playing out the script. You know what I'm saying? We playing out what the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua already has written. So faith is even if, right? And that's exactly the mindset that Judas Maccabees was in. He was in the mindset of even if, because that's true faith. It says, nevertheless, as the will of Yahweh is in heaven, so let him do. Realizing and understanding that the Lord had already had that day written out, whether they were going to be victorious or perish, right? He accepted his fate and his destiny, whatever it was, according to the will of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and continue to fight. And then when you go to chapter 4, man, prevailed over those enemies, man. You know? So that main point in verse 60 is, you know, nevertheless, as the will of Yahweh is in heaven, so let him do, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, let the Lord's will play out. You know what I'm saying? Be in that spirit of, you know, accepting your fate, accepting your destiny, but continuing to move, you know what I'm saying, and fighting for the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, you know, having faith in your expected end, you know, that the scriptures speak of, man, you know. So, Khan, man, this is just a real quick lesson I wanted to do, you know, on this read. And again, nevertheless, as the will of Yahweh is in heaven, so let him do, man. Let the Lord work. You know what I'm saying? Let the Lord, really, we ain't letting him do nothing, right? But the point is just, you know, man, accepting what the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, accepting the Lord's will, man, whatever it may be, and continuing to move in faith, not fear, and faith being even if, you know, fear being what if. All right. And Khan, man, yeah, that was just a quick lesson I wanted to do on this. I pray and hope that it was encouraging and or edifying. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.